All right, now to a story that will make you feel good today. It's all about an organization fostering a love of reading at an early age.
It is incredible. It's called Barbershop Books. And as the name implies, they're hoping kids everywhere will pick up a book the next time they get a haircut. Take a look at their inspiring story.
I am a reader.
We want to put children in the driver's seat of their reading journeys and to let them know that they have a say and that it matters. I'm Alvin Irby, founder and chief reading inspirer at Barbershop Books.
Still helping the babies read.
I taught first grade in the Bronx, and there was a barbershop across the street from my school. One day, I'm getting a haircut, and one of my first grade students walks into the barbershop. He starts getting antsy. All I kept thinking was, I wish I had a children's book to give him because he should really be practicing his reading right now.
That's when inspiration struck. So in November 2013, Alvin started bringing books into barbershops.
Barbershop Books is a national literacy organization that inspires kids to read for fun and to identify as readers.
That's what the barbershop's about. This is a place where we all come together, we all connect.
Harlem Masters Barbershop in New York City, owned by Polo Green, is just one of more than 200 shops in the U.S. taking part in the program.
It gives them an opportunity to look at books in a new way of exploring. It opens up your mind to places that you've never been before.
14-year-old Jordan Turner knows the impact firsthand. He has been coming to Harlem Masters for the past 8 years.
When I would wait to get my haircut, I'll pick up the books and just read them. When people or kids are bored, they have something to read while they're just waiting. The imagination in different books, as when I grow older, the books become more complex.
When you start young, it grows even more as they get older. Like the love for reading stays, it doesn't leave, no matter how old you are.
And that's the mission of Barbershop Books, to empower countless young kids to read for fun.
I like to read chapter books, nonfiction, and graphic novels.
Like third grader Julian Wilder, who loves to read while getting a fresh new cut.
Reading is life, and it's great to help with learning vocabulary. I think it allows them to think critically and just, expand their imagination.
Read before bed! It makes me feel happy.
The connections being built by Barbershop Books have lasting effects.
It builds a relationship beyond hair. Recently, I got him a book for his birthday, and that's a bond that me and him could share. This is a stepping stone. Having their minds open to different situations, different characters, different places that they may not be able to go to.
Like us, right?
Yeah.
Across the country, Barbershop Books is creating a legacy of lifelong readers, one book and buzz at a time.
Lots of children identify with video games or they identify with sports, but children can equally identify with reading. Books provide a safe space for children to dream. We want children to say 3 words.
I'm a reader.
And with us now is the founder of Barbershop Books and the chief reading inspirer, Alvin Irby. We like your title. We feel like it's perfect and right on the nose.
Thank you.
I mean, you get to watch it in real time, how these books are affecting kids. How would you describe what it means to them?
Transformative.
Yeah.
I think that for a lot of Black boys and other children, they tend to think of reading as this thing that you have to do at school or for school. But we collect book recommendations from boys, and we buy those books.
Yeah, what they want.
The books that the boys tell us they want to read, those are the books that we ship.
I'm sure there's lots of Dogmans and
Captain Underpants.
Captain Underpants. But that is the beauty of reading. Kids should be falling in love with books, not just assigned whatever a teacher thinks they should read.
I agree 100%.
I think meeting you, it feels like you're living your life's passion in a way that maybe you didn't always think you would do. What has this organization and starting this meant to you?
I definitely feel like I am on a path that has been paved for a long time, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
My mom taught in the Little Rock School District for more than 30 years. She retired there. And then, when I was in college, I decided that, being in education was what I wanted to do with my life. and I moved to New York City to become a teacher, not knowing that eventually I would start a nonprofit.
Well, that was it tough to start, by the way?
Absolutely. I think that, it takes a lot. You have to have a board.
Yeah.
You have to, raise money every year, every month, every week to kind of keep things going. But the stories that I hear, the things that I see in the barbershops, even on, the most stressful day, I have those memories of how, barbershops are being transformed, by the work that we're doing. And families are falling in love with reading. And so, those moments, I think, definitely, just continue to inspire me.
Today we are celebrating the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I can't help but think that there's some connection between this work and, of course, the incredible work
Absolutely. Reflecting on today, one of the things that I'm reminded of is a moment that happened when I taught first grade in the Bronx at PS 69. And I was reading a story about Martin Luther King, not doing February, just, an ordinary month. And I remember, I was really good, acting it out, even doing like the voices and everything. And this one student was just so focused. And I was like, he's going to ask a really great question. And at the end, of course, he raises his hand and he asks, Mr. Irby, what's a breast pocket? And I was like, wait a minute. The story randomly mentioned a breast pocket, and all of the story and the fighting against injustice and all of that wasn't what he was worried about. The whole rest of the story, all he kept thinking was like, what's a breast pocket? And as I think about what Dr. Martin Luther King wanted in terms of equity, I think what he wants is for children, especially young black boys, to have the opportunity to be curious. To be able to wonder, to be able to imagine and to dream. And when I think about that moment and that little boy, thinking about a breast pocket, it really does make me think that that's exactly what Dr. Martin Luther King would want. And the next day, I wore a suit. I wore a suit to my first grade classroom so that he could see. And, it's things like that that I think sometimes people take for granted. When they think about reading. But that's what reading does. It expands your realm of possibility.
It takes you to places you never would get to go to. And who knew a breast pocket story would make me cry, but that is beautiful, and teachers like you everywhere are changing the world. Okay, Alvin, we have a little surprise for you.
You're going to like this.
I think we're going to love it. Scholastic believes in your dedication to inspiring young kids to develop a love for reading. So Scholastic will be donating 1,000 books. Here they are right here. So you can continue your mission of empowering kids through reading.
That's amazing.
1,000 lives changed, we hope.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Alvin.
Thanks, Alvin.